Somalika's destiny. In a small town there lived a weaver named Somalika. The cloth he wore was so exquisite that it was worthy of being worn by kings. But despite all his skill, Somalika could earn only just enough to make both ends meet. The other weavers in town, on the other hand, had become very rich, though the cloth they wore was inferior. Somalika was very upset by this. One day he told his wife, "My dear, look at the injustice of my situation. The other weavers in our town produce poor quality cloth, and yet they have become rich, while I, who struggle so hard at my loom and produce wonderful cloth, have remained poor. I am fed up with this place. I think it's best if I go to some other kingdom and make money there." "My dear husband," replied his wife soothingly, "I think you are quite wrong in thinking that you will earn more money somewhere else when you haven't been able to make it here. So you had better stay here." "What you say isn't true," replied Somalika. "For even if destiny makes food available, you have to stretch out your hand and take it. It does not fall into your mouth any more than a deer falls into the mouth of a reclining lion. Only those people who make a determined effort eventually succeed." And so, continued the weaver determinedly, "I have made up my mind to go and work somewhere else." Soon afterwards, the weaver left his hometown for Vardhamanapura. He lived there for 3 years and practiced his trade diligently. When he had earned 300 pieces of gold, Somalika decided that he would return to his home. So he started off on the journey back. While he was still deep in the jungle, halfway to his home, the sun set. Somalika climbed up a big banyan tree so that no wild animals would attack him, and fell asleep. While he slept, he had a dream. He saw two persons with terrifying features arguing with each other. When the weaver woke up, he peered into his bundle where he kept his gold coins and found that they had disappeared. He was filled with grief and exclaimed, "Oh, what a tragedy has befallen me! I spent so much time earning this money, and now it has vanished in a moment. All my efforts have been in vain. Now, how can I face my wife and friends in this poverty stricken condition?" A dejected Somalika decided not to continue the journey home, and he returned to Vardhamanapura. He summoned all his energies and began to work hard as usual. Within a year, Somalika earned 500 gold coins. Once more, he decided to return to his hometown with this fortune and started off on his journey. Like the previous year, when he was halfway home, he found himself deep in the jungle when the sun set. But since Somalika didn't want to lose his precious gold as he had done before, he did not stop to rest but continued to walk fast, although he was very tired. After a while, he heard voices. Two men were talking to one another. "Action," said one of them to the other. "Why did you let Somalika earn 500 gold pieces? Don't you know he is destined to earn only when he requires for his food and clothing?" "Destiny," replied the other. "What could I do? The man put in great effort, and I had to reward him accordingly to his actions. But it is still for you to decide how much he is going to retain, and so why blame me?" When Somalika heard this, he peered into his bag and found to his horror that his gold coins had disappeared again. Somalika was so utterly disheartened that he thought to himself, "What is the good of living after I have lost all money again? Let me just hang myself from this banyan tree and end my misery." He wore a rope of grass, made a noose, and tied the rope to the tree. Then he put the noose around his neck and was just about to throw himself down when he heard a voice from heaven. "Somalika," said the voice, "stop. Don't do anything terrible. It is I, Destiny, who stole your gold coins. I cannot bear that you should earn even a cowrie more than what you require for your food and clothing. But I am pleased with your industrious spirit. Ask a boon of me, and I will grant it. Very well, then, replied Somalika, please give me a lot of money. But what will you do with more money that you need? Asked Destiny. You are not destined to earn more than what you require for your food and clothing. I want lots of money even if I can't enjoy it, said Somalika firmly. So please give it to me. Ah, said the voice from the sky. But first, I want you to return to Vardhamanapura and go to the homes of two merchants. One is called Guptadana and the other is Upabhuktadana. When you have observed their lives closely, come back and tell me whether you would prefer to be like Guptadana and have money but not enjoy it, or be like Upabhuktadana and have no surplus money because you enjoy spending all that you have. Then the voice in the sky went silent. Somalika immediately returned to Vardhamanapura and found Guptadhana's house. Although Guptadhana, his wife and son were not pleased at all, he forced them to accept him as a guest in the house. When it was mealtime, they served him food most ungraciously. When he finished eating, Somalika went off to a hard bed that had been provided in a dark corner of the house. While he slept, Somalika heard the two same persons that he had heard before talking to once again. Action, said one to another. Why did you force Guptadana to provide Somalika with a meal when he gave it so begrudgingly? Don't you know Guptadana is destined to have money but will never enjoy spending it on himself or others? Destiny, replied the other, what could I do? Somalika's needs had to be provided for, and Guptadana did it according to his own miserly nature. But it is for you to decide the final outcome, so why blame me? Early the following morning, when Somalika woke up, he found that Guptadana had an attack of cholera and couldn't eat all day. So, Somalika decided to move on to Upabhuktadana's house. There, his host welcomed him with open arms. They were warm and hospitable and gave him the best food and provided him with a set of fine new clothes. When night fell, Somalika retired to a comfortable bed and went to sleep. While he slept, he heard the two same persons who had been haunting him talking again. Action, said one of them to the other. Why did you allow Upabhuktadana to enter in Somalika so extravagantly that he even had to ask for credit at the grocer's? Don't you know that Upabhuktadana is destined to have no surplus money because he enjoys spending all what he has? Destiny, replied the other voice. What could I do? Somalika's needs had to be provided for, and Upabhuktadana did so according to his own generous nature. But it is for you to decide the final outcome. So, why blame me? Early next morning, one of the king's servants arrived and brought money for Upabhuktadana. When Somalika saw this, he said, though Upabhuktadana is not a rich man, he is definitely better off than Guptadana. Let destiny make me like Upabhuktadana. Soon Somalika's wish was granted and he began to enjoy his money to the full, just like Upabhuktadana. He realized that action and destiny are like two sides of a coin. You must work with all your might, but leave the rest to destiny and stay happy and content.